Hello, everybody. Welcome to a unbelievable, yes, another road victory post-game show for your Seattle Seahawks. This is Real Hawk Talk. I am Brian Nemhauser, standing here in a still busy State Farm Stadium as the Thursday night football crew. You kind of see them over there. There's Sherm and Tony Gonzalez and Andrew Whitworth. They're all doing something with a bunch of kids. I don't know what. So you might hear some screaming in the background, but Nathan, dude, help me through this. I don't know what to say. I've got thoughts about this game, but I'm dying to hear from someone that's not in my brain. So, what did you make of this game?
I didn't. I don't know what to do with this team right now. There are moments where they feel dominant, and like obviously they sustain that against the Saints. And then they have these stretches where it's like, I don't know why you're not good, but you're not good right now. Like, I don't know what's broken, but something's broken. And I'm kind of leaning towards like that it's just weird stuff and that they're actually maybe very good. And like, that like JSN holding penalty like makes this game look very different. Tyrese Knight forcing a fumble on Kobe Bryant makes the game look very different.
Hey, 2 turnovers on 1 play for the defense. You got to give them something there, right?
I don't know. But yeah, I just don't know what to do with this team right now. Like, part of me really wants to buy in, and part of me is like, boy, there's like red flags all over this team. Maybe, I don't know.
I want to hear about some of the red flags. I think here's where I kind of landed as I was watching that game get frittered away in the second half. Is I came into this game with this mindset and I exit with the mindset. If you can find a way to win a game against a divisional opponent on the road on a short week, Thursday night football road games are notoriously really ugly and really gross, all sorts of mistakes. If you can do that, it just doesn't like it. I don't think there's a lot to take away from this as like, oh, the team is this or the team isn't that. They managed to get a win. And I think the thing that I'll have to let this seep a little bit, but I think it matters that when Arizona came back and tied it and they benefited from a bad kick, that Sam Darnold and JSN went and were able to go down and set up Evan Hill's favorite player for a game-winning kick. Evan, how you doing, my friend?
I'm drowning myself in tacos right now in a very safe, very not safe restaurant. That is amazing, by the way. Like, bars on the windows is perfect. Like, ideal Mexican food. It's totally amazing. But I mean, I have no voice. I'm trying to be very quiet right now. But can I just say the absolute confidence I had in Jason Meyers on that final kick? The absolute confidence from all the motherfuckers who were in my fucking mentions 5 minutes before. Brian's harassing me over text. Everybody's harassing me. Everybody's on my throat. Jason Myers walks up to that motherfucking line in the final play of the game and says, "Fuck all y'all. I'm kicking this bitch. I'm winning this football game for you. And I'm going to shut everybody up." And that's exactly what he did. And you know what? Here's the deal. Divisional game. Divisional games are weird. Weird things happen. Bad things happen. Doesn't matter that they choked away a little at the end. They won the game. They won the freaking football game. They're 3-1. The Arizona Cardinals look like a dumpster fire for most of the game. Yes, Marvin Harrison Jr. turned it around in the fourth quarter and the second half. I don't care. We're a better football team. So, how's that for an intro?
That was awesome. Are you ready to take responsibility for the fact that this game was a shit show because you wagered on this game?
I made some decent money tonight. I did.
Dude, you nearly cost this team a game because you refused to heed my requirement of not betting on this team. Stop doing it.
So that was worth it, and I will absolutely be doing it again.
God damn,
without question.
I hate you. How many times did I text you today that I hate you?
57.
It was probably 58 number of times. Nathan, I mean, help me out here. Like, you cannot wager on your team on a Thursday night football game. You can't do that.
You won money.
I hate both of you now.
The lesson here is if you do it, you win money. What's wrong?
Well, I mean, I guess, if anyone wants to look really smart, wager on the Seahawks when they play on the road, because Mike Macdonald is now 8-1 on the road. And I think he's like one of only 3 coaches. We'll double check with Derek on that. But I mean, he's kind of reaching pretty high tier of coaches that have managed to start his career with this kind of road record. Victory tacos. Victory tacos.
You know who had a great game? Sam Darnold. Did you guys talk about him?
Not yet. Hit it. Kick us off.
What'd you see on the TV, Nathan? Did it pass my vibe check that he had a good game?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, played super clean, made big plays. The play at the end to put him in field goal range to bail out your boy who missed the kick that would have put the game.
To be clear, if your boy is Clint Kubiak, who has the worst game script ever on that drive and just plays not to lose the entire time, let's be real here.
This is a Mike thing. This is not just this year. Like, they've been pretty cowardly the whole Mike era.
I don't know about that. I need you to provide evidence, like not now, but we'll have to go back. I want to know what you got. I know what you're talking about tonight, but I want to know more about the record, because I don't have that impression. But I back to Sam Darnold for a second. Was there a bad play that he made tonight?
He had one throw that was behind to Bobo, I believe.
I don't think that was a bad play. From my angle, he put it where it had to be, where only his receiver could get it. Like, it was right in between a bunch. If he had put that in front of Bobo, I think it would have led right into a defender.
Okay,
I might be wrong, but that was the angle I had.
No, I'll trust you on the visual on that. It just looked really behind.
The only one that kind of stood out to me was actually the pass to Arroyo, which ended up working out, but he like could have run for the first down. Like, he had a lot of room in front of him. In fact, he said it in the post-game presser. He's like, I'm really happy he made that catch because there was a lot of room in front of me, and I was going to look really bad if I threw it into a well-covered guy who happened to bail him out with that was a pretty impressive catch.
I mean, it was against Josh Sweat, too. So, like, assuming he knew what that matchup actually was, I think it was totally fair for him to trust Arroyo there.
4 games. I can't think of many bad plays from Sam Darnold.
I mean, nothing like super terrible is. I don't know. How many picks has he thrown? Has he thrown any?
He's thrown 2. He's thrown 2 picks. They're both in Pittsburgh.
Did he have one pretty terrible one?
The one to Cooper Kupp in the Pittsburgh game, some people really thought that was pretty bad, but I didn't think it was that bad. Evan couldn't handle the tacos and being on the post game. Yeah, I mean, I guess I put that up there, and I am not going to be this person that constantly is comparing to what we've had in the past, but I think you can't not have a contrast with the red zone turnovers from last year and a lot of interceptions and a lot of questionable forced throws. I really, really like Geno Smith. I'm going to keep saying that because I'm not doing this to just tear him down. But if you're contrasting this year's Seahawks team to last year's Seahawks team, it feels like that's a pretty big difference so far, Nathan.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, it just feels like he's been incredibly clean in everything he does. And again, there's been times where I'm just like, I don't understand why this offense isn't good right now. And maybe some of that comes back on him, but he is not doing anything. It doesn't seem like he does anything to like really set the team back or really hurt the team.
What do you make of Ken Walker's game tonight?
I mean, he's a good player. I don't know. People freak out that he runs backwards, but I think if you go watch all the plays where he's running backwards, he's like getting hit in the backfield. And yeah, sometimes he gets hit in the backfield and he runs backwards and he loses some extra yards. But sometimes he gets hit in the backfield and he changes field, and he gets like, okay, am I crazy or has he lost a little of the burst, a little of the athleticism?
I haven't seen that.
I don't think he's quite the same athlete that he was 2 years ago.
That's a take. I don't see that at all, but I mean, say more.
I mean, he's starting from a really high place where, like, as a rookie and as an athlete. So I think, I'm not saying he's a bad athlete by any means, but I do feel like some of these players are starting to show like he's slowing just a touch and he's not able to bail himself out quite as well as he used to. But I don't know. Like, I still think he gets a ton of crap for it, but a lot of the times it's like he's trying to just make something out of nothing. And sometimes you lose a little extra, and that's not super great. But I don't know. I think he's playing really well.
I mean, I'm pretty sure every explosive rushing play came from him in this game. He had an explosive reception, his two. He had, I think, he probably had 3 plays of over 20 yards in this game. He also had the touchdown, which, Charles Cross probably should deserve that touchdown for pushing him over, pushing him in. Or was that Charbonnet that he pushed in? I can't remember.
Sharp was with him.
It was Sharp's with him, yeah. But like, I found I was charting the whole game because that's the only way I can keep myself from losing my mind and screaming and cheering in the press box. But every time Charbonnet was in, I thought this was the closest they had to both of them having some productivity. It wasn't that they both were good, but that it wasn't such a stark contrast. But Walker, he's a much more explosive player and I think the offense is just better when he's on the field.
I've always thought that. I agree. He did not have the longest run of the game, though. Do you know who did?
Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Sam had him by 3 yards.
That was, I mean, I don't know. Did you see his face on that play? Because there was so much room in front of him and he was still looking down the field, which I guess is good. But I'm sitting there in press box like, dude, run. And then he's like, oh, wait, I can run. And he goes like he runs forever, man. Like, that was crazy.
I'm okay with Sam Darnold not being anxious to run. I'm okay with that. He can do it. It's not that impressive. And like, he doesn't need to get hit. It's fine.
Yeah. Like, I just felt like there was a few plays. Well, what was the play? I think it was a 3rd down play where he goes deep down the right sideline to JSN. I can't remember which drive this was. Honestly, I've like, it's lost in my head, but I think it was like, I know it was down the right sideline and he had Zach Charbonnet for an easy conversion and he pushes it down the field to JSN and it was a dime and JSN catches it. And I don't know, like his decision-making so far has been pretty impeccable. I also feel like he is getting a little bit aggressive in some of those situations and not taking the sure thing. But if you can make those plays, it's the way you win games in the NFL.
JSN had absolutely won on that route too. But yeah, no, I didn't remember which one you're talking about now. That was later in the game. And yeah, like watching it live, like Sharps is just standing there and it looks like, oh, he's going to throw it to Sharp. Nope. It's going way downfield. But like when your receiver wins by that much, like you have to push the ball down the field and take those chances, I think. So
what I have to ask you, because it seems like a crazy irony. So we had that conversation last post game about like, is this too JSN centric of an offense? First half, he doesn't catch a single pass and the offense looked the best it did all day. And then he makes plays in the second half and the offense looked kind of like shit. So like, what do you make of that?
No, I was 100% thinking about that, especially at the end of the first half where I was like, okay. They just immediately made me look very dumb here because I still don't feel like they have a guy that is going to carry a lot of load. And I still don't know, like, I still think JSN is carrying a disproportionate amount of the passing offense. Like even more so than your typical wide receiver number 1 does. But now it's 2 weeks in a row where like, last week Jason had a really good game, but Horton was stepping up and making plays. This week, Arroyo really carried the first half for the offense and the passing offense. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that they're showing that, can they survive a JSN injury or like something where he's really, really limited? I'm still not sure. Is that a fair test of an offense? Probably not super fair. But as long as Jason is out there and he's still able to do like what he did in the second half, there are these guys that can fill in the gaps. And, Barner had a great play to score a touchdown. We haven't really seen them lean on Cooper Kupp in any kind of way, so that's still something that they may have in their back pocket. So this game definitely made me feel a little bit better about how they can balance it out, even if there's not necessarily one guy that's doing that balancing for them.
All right, so are we more upset about the stupid self-inflicted wounds, like forcing a fumble on your own player, having a taunting penalty on a play where you didn't even break the tackle that really cost you? You know, pick ones you want to pick, or the kind of some of the penalties, like that hold on JSN, man. Tell me, like, did I miss something? Because when I'm looking at that, the guy runs at JSN, knocks him backwards, and they called a hold on him.
I only caught a glimpse of it, actually, and I know they showed a couple of replays. When I saw it, I just, like, because Jason kind of comes from behind the way it kind of works out.
No, the guy was like, he was like, JSN was, I don't know. I'll have to rewatch the play, but from what I saw in the replay, the guy was coming at JSN. He goes to block him. He goes backwards, and the only thing I could see is maybe if he grabbed the guy, but the guy, that was not why the guy fell. Like, he was already, his momentum was already going that direction. I thought that was a atrocious call. And there's some other questionable calls, like even the fumble. I think Brady Henderson is going to, I don't know if they got to ask the pool referee, but they were going to ask, from their understanding, like, Kobe Bryant was giving himself up. And so when he's giving himself up and he goes to a knee, that should have been the end of the play. And I don't know if
that was actually my read of it too. I think that would have been pretty generous to actually get that call, though.
It might have been. It might also have been like the correct call, you know. So it felt like there were some things that did not go the Seahawks way in that regard, that were not necessarily in their control. But the Elijah Arroyo stuff, it feels like that's a meaningful aspect. And one thing, Nathan, I talked about ahead of this game was, yes, Robbie Utes is out for 4 weeks. Yes, Brady Russell is going to be the fullback. No, I don't think they're going to run 21 personnel as much as they were running with Robbie Utes. I think they're going to run a lot of 21 or 12. Sorry, 2 tight ends. Let's just make it easy. 2 tight ends. And that's what they did. And I think it's going to mean a lot more Elijah Arroyo and AJ Barner as part of this offense. And it seemed like Arroyo was a bigger part of the game plan today.
Yeah, I mean, he was huge in the first half. He had that catch down the sideline. He drew the pass interference. I mean, he was a big part of what they were trying to do. Or, I mean, at least he was there, and part, Sam was making the read to get him the ball. So it'll be interesting to see how intentional it is to get him the ball going forward, just because they have kind of cycled it around a little bit. So is this kind of a 1 week thing, or is this now like a regular thing where we're going to really see him kind of start to shine more consistently? I don't know what it'll be.
Yeah, hard to say. I feel like we're going to see a lot more 2 tight end sets. I think this defense for the Cardinals happens to not be very good at defending the tight end, so I'm not shocked that they became a bigger part of the game plan. But let's switch.
Usage up today, because they've pretty consistently used 2 tight ends, right? That's not. It
has to be up, like, significantly, because I think Brady Russell was only on the field as a fullback on maybe 3 plays tonight, and they've been using Robbie Utes as a fullback for 15 to 20 plays a game. So it's a huge change, and they were running. I thought they might have run a lot of 13 tonight. They might have had some 3 tight ends. I think it was mostly 2 tight ends, but I'll have to go back and see where the charting actually ends up. But I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with the fact that the running game was okay tonight. It wasn't great, but it was okay. And I think it's worth bringing up that this has been a very, very good run defense that they went against tonight. And they ran more yards against this defense than any other offense has done so far this season.
Yeah, I mean, if you actually look at the numbers, they're not great. Like, I think K9's at like 4.3 and Sharps was at like 3.3 yards a carry, so nothing like impressive. but it didn't feel as like futile as it had it like it did even last week. So like it felt like they could. I wasn't dreading every time I saw a handoff. So that at least a vibes check perspective, it felt better for sure.
Let's switch sides to the defense for a second, Nathan. And do we have a second super chat? I think I saw maybe one come in.
Do we want to do some super chats?
Yeah, I just want to double check.
Several. We have mini super chats.
All right, let's do them. Let's do some super chats.
Any updates on Oots?
Robbie Oots is on IR. So he is going to be out for the next 4 weeks at least. And then there's a bye week after that. So you figure it's a 5-week break for Robbie Oots. John Schneider on his pregame show today said it was kind of a nasty high ankle, but he's not in a walking boot at this point, and he should be fine to return.
Yep, some of these are old. These are from like 7 o'clock. I can't even explain why the Cards are favored. LOL from Pyro Griffin. Yep, turns out that was a bad call. Justin JJ again. Evan, does Charbonnet change your mind on the run? We lost Evan, so we'll have to follow up with him on that at another time. Jaden K. I guess you can read these too, right, Brian?
These are from Real Hawk Talk. I think there's only
okay.
Yeah, these are older.
Okay, the new ones. All right, I see the new ones.
Okay.
All right. Detail oriented.
Hey, Detail Bobby. Been a member for 16 months, which I love. Says, we won, guys. All that matters. Agree. Perfect game. No, we really need to improve the run game. Room for improvement. Absolutely. But we won, all caps, against division opponent who is pretty darn good defense. I'll take it. Go Hawks. I think that's captures my perspective. Canadian Hawk says, Big Road W. What do you guys make of the conservative nature of the play calling in the second half? Nathan, what are your thoughts?
It's terrible. And I do think this is the Mike thing, at least with fourth down last year, was a thing, right? That he was very against the numbers on fourth down. I don't know if it was quite so much the end of game management stuff like we saw tonight. But I do this does seem to be kind of a theme that he is going to be more conservative, to not call him a coward, in these kind of situations. Like he's not but I don't know. I mean, I guess on the flip side, like I was really happy with how they kept the pedal press, pedal down last week against the Saints to build up a big lead. But it's kind of a different situation. So I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to have to go back and watch this game again, because I look at it and it's like they should have had a touchdown. JSN gets that holding call. They should have had a touchdown or at least another 3 points. Ken Walker gets a taunting penalty. Arizona shouldn't have had 3 points, and Seattle should have had maybe more by not fumbling on an interception. So there's like this game. I look at it, step back, Nathan. The Seahawks dominated this game. Like they were clearly the better team. Like I don't think you could watch this game and have any question which team was the better team, but they made a bunch of mistakes. I didn't walk away with like the play calling was the issue. I felt like the Arizona defense started to shut things down, and there weren't the reads for Sam, and he was having to go look around a little bit more. They were starting to get home because it was taking a little bit longer. The pass protection started breaking down a little bit, especially on play action, which takes a little longer. So I just felt like I would give a little bit of credit to Arizona's defense, which I thought stepped up a bit in the second half.
I think that's fair if you're looking at the second half overall. But if you look at how they tried to close the game, playing,
yeah, I agree,
for long field goals.
I very much agree with that, and I thought even that last run to Charbonnet to set up the last field goal, I was like, whoa. Okay.
And they absolutely bailed Arizona out with that last time out that they called after Arizona ran the ball with like 40 seconds left, and Seattle called the timeout there. And I don't know how much that affected their play call, but like the very next play was Murray dumping it down, and it went for a touchdown. And does he make that play? Does he dump that ball down if he's got 35 seconds and no timeouts?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, at the same time, I mean, maybe that's why they had the time they had to come back and make the kick the one, right?
Sure.
Uh, the thing that was weird to me, and this might maybe maybe I'm just going to be second guessing myself when I rewatch, but on that last run, I think there was still like 9 seconds or something when he was done with the run. I'm like, run up and spike it. You could still run a play and have your timeout. So I didn't even mind the run necessarily. I just was so confused by why they let the clock at that point for a 52-yard field goal. Just like that was surprising to me. Glad it worked out.
Yeah.
Glad it worked out, but that was definitely a surprising decision to me.
All right, we have more super.
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Yep.
Go ahead. You can read it.
Grateful for the win, but bench Reek. I might have missed that, but I mean, if you're talking about benching anybody at the end of this game, it was benching Spoon. I mean, he was the one that got beat on the Marvin Harrison like back shoulder or whatever that was, right? And he was the one that missed the DeMarcado tackle. And I don't actually believe they should bench Spoon, but like he seemed to have a real rough into the game.
It is a great point, and it's a classic Woolen Spoon situation because Woolen had 3 penalties tonight, a couple of them backbreakers, and gave up a big pass to Marvin Harrison Jr. So he definitely had a really rough game. And I don't think people are going to talk about Spoon, and they should, because he did give up a number of big plays. And like at the end, that's a play he should be able to make. And he doesn't. And he had 2 times where he came very close to getting a taunting penalty that would have extended a drive. He had to get pulled off of a player from, I think, Julian Love or something else. He's got to be smarter than that, man. Like I love the emotion he brings, but those were almost backbreaking, like selfish decisions that he made. And, it was great to have him back, great to have Julian Love back, but I think that Woolen and Spoon, I don't think you can look at this game and say that those guys had great games.
No. Mm-mm.
All right. Anything else that jumps here? Can you? I think we might have got another super chat.
We do. We have 2 more, and this one I love. Are we limiting Tong Darnold? This is from Board
Tong Darnold.
I'm sure that's a typo, but I'm gonna remember that one. Seems he only plays in the scheme, which is great, but we're paying him 37 million. Go Hawks, love you guys.
What do you think he's saying? Are we limited by Darnold? It seems like the context is maybe like, is Darnold limiting the offense?
No, I think it's the other way around.
Seems he only plays in the scheme, which is great, but we're paying him 37 million.
I see. Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't have any complaints about Sam Darnold right now.
I don't either, man. The guy he threw some dots tonight, like some crazy passes. Even that pass in the end zone to Arroyo early in the game that ended up, there's a pass interference called on it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a crazy throw, dude. Like, I think Sam Darnold is playing as well as anybody could have hoped for. Like, if you had bigger dreams of what Sam Darnold was going to be for the Seahawks, you're probably his parents, because like he's playing really well, man. Like I've got no notes for the most part on his play so far. And I think the Seahawks would not be 3-1 with a significant number of other quarterbacks playing for Seattle.
Yeah. Now, I think there are fair questions about him still in terms of what is the ceiling that this team can attain with him. But 100% agree. Like, there's no notes here for him. Like, he's playing extremely well. They're winning. The offense is doing what it needs to do. It's not necessarily exceptional. But he is also flashing some really impressive stuff out there. And so, whether like, can they be like an exceptional offense with him? I don't know. Can he make a play for you at the end of the game to win it? I mean, we kind of just saw him do it. Like, against a divisional rival, short week, all that kind of stuff on the road. So yeah, I think I'm not concerned about Sam at all. All right, last. Oh no, we still have more. They keep coming in.
All right, so this is Brian. Please ask AJ Barner the origin of his touchdown celebration. I already have. Would you like to know the origin of the touchdown celebration?
No, he just told you to ask. He didn't say to share the information.
It is not the best story, but I will tell you anyway. Apparently, he and one of the other Seahawks players were dancing to the music before practice one day, and he was breaking out that move, and he really liked the move, and so he decided he was going to use that as his touchdown celebration. So it came from like a Techno Thursday kind of situation, and he's just decided to own it. And I think I tweeted, he asked me to ask all of you to come up with a name for it. I've seen some of the responses. I'm going to go back and look at all of them. I don't know that I've seen a real winner yet. Like, I would encourage people to think of something to maybe tie it to Seattle, tie it to the Northwest, tie it to Bigfoot, Sasquatch. Like, there's something in there. Make it a little bit. I think they've named the Barner tush push the barnyard. Barnyard, like to get a yard.
Oh, okay, sure.
You get it?
No, yeah, this is good.
Can I just say on that point real quick?
Yeah.
Why the flip can't they run it on 3rd and short and not like, what was that shotgun handoff? Like, just run the play. Like, it's gotten 2 yards every time you've done it. It's worked every time you've done it. Why? Just make that your short yardage play and stop messing around. Do you have any idea why?
It's almost like the rest of the NFL is like, we're too principled to do this. This is juvenile. Like,
just spam
Eagle. It. Like, I know, it's like, just like the Eagles are winning Super Bowls, guys. Like, copy it.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yes, that was very frustrating.
We have more super chats. They're continuing to roll in here. Visible 48 asks, is Josh Jobe suddenly our best DB on the team? I mean, maybe. I mean, he might have been the best one tonight.
Yeah, I mean, there's Julian Love dropped an interception tonight. I think he had a pretty good game in all. Made a nice play toward the end of the game. But yeah, Josh Jobe. No, I thought he had a pretty good game tonight again.
Rick H wants our opinion on the JSN holding call. We talked about it a little bit earlier. I have gone back and watched it. I have not seen a replay, like a slow-mo replay yet, but I will say, when you watch it live in full speed, it looks a lot worse than it really was. So I don't think it was a good call, but I don't think it was the most egregious penalty ever. I mean, it really, like, you're right. Like, the DB runs into him, but it also like looks like JSN just gives him a big hug and falls to the ground, which I don't know that that's actually what happened. I haven't seen the slow-mo again, but it doesn't look super great. Christopher says, no, how they're drinking is all of us right now. Were you drinking?
Not. I think you're talking about Jeff Simmons, maybe the picture that was posted on Twitter. I don't know. But as soon as this is over and I get it posted, I'm gonna see if I can hook up with Evan and Jeff if they're still awake and do a little late night after party.
Victory tacos.
Yeah.
Hassan Aladal asked, missed Kendricks in that game. Kind of. I mean, a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Not really.
It's hard not to want to see him play after the way he's been playing. And yeah, there were some mistakes. Do you think there's a chance that now Woolen might get pushed by Kendrick for an outside corner spot and that we could end up with Kendrick and Jobe and Witherspoon?
That would be, I guess. I mean, it does seem like Mike's not willing or not scared to like put that out there for players if they're not doing the stuff that they're supposed to be doing. So
we got a lot of Drake Thomas over Tyrese Knight tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I think Kendricks over Woolen is even more extreme than Thomas over Knight. But I think it's certainly a possibility.
I'm kind of waiting, Nathan, for them to start rolling the grass out from the, how the grass rolls out of this field. Like I'm gonna get like taken out from under here. All right, let's see what we got. More super chats.
Nope.
All right, you can hide that one then, and let's wrap up here. Seahawks are 3-1. They get a mini bye week before they play the Tampa Bay Bucks at home. And if I was to ask you right now, Nathan, is this team better or worse than you thought they were going to be heading into the season?
I think they're a little worse than I hoped. I think. I don't think that
In what part?
The offense, I think. I did hope the offense was just a little bit more. And this is why it's so confusing. Like, I was just talking about, like, I have no notes on Sam Darnold. Like, I think he's playing really well. So I don't really understand why it's not better. And I do think maybe it's just some of the stuff. Like, they've just been a little unlucky with some of the bad calls and weird stuff like that. But I think that this is, like, definitely right in the range of where I thought they probably should be.
I think we almost all had them at 3-1 after 4 games, but maybe winning different games than they have. And I think the offensive line still seems like a work in progress, right? And there are things that, like, times the pass protection tonight did not hold up very well. There's times it did. And then there's run blocking. There's times where it was actually, that's pretty well blocked. And a lot of times where it wasn't. It feels like until the offensive line starts to get a little more stable, it's probably going to be hard for the offense to be that stable or that reliable. And then I think, to your point last week, I wouldn't say it's too JSN centric, but Torrey Horton wasn't really a factor tonight. And I do think they need someone else to be a concern for defenses. And maybe Arroyo will be that guy. Maybe Barner will be that guy. Maybe Horton, whatever. But I think those are the things that to me are probably contributing. I'm happier with Kubiak than I thought I would be for the most part. I actually think he has schemed up some pretty nice plays consistently through the week. And I thought the little stuff to JSN tonight where they were doing the toss play, they're setting up a reverse. They didn't do it tonight, but they are putting that on film so that people are ready for that. And then he's going to flip it to Torrey Horton on a reverse and Horton's going to house it. Like, I'm calling that right now. So I can see the wheels turning with him in a way that Grubb, I wanted that guy to work out, but it was not happening, man. It's not happening.
And you can see Waldron was kind of trying this stuff, but it was so like galaxy brain. It was like, buddy, you need to dial it back like 6 times.
Yes. And then defensively, I think it's been most of what I hoped it would be, with just some brain dead moments, like mostly from the secondary, and the pass rush hadn't gotten home as much. Tonight they ended up with 6 sacks. Kyler Murray, man, I'm so glad that guy's not my quarterback. But
it choked the game to him. Like, that is, I think, the thing that is so frustrating about this is the more I've been thinking about this, that they let Kyler do this. Like, that they just completely crap themselves against just a joke of a quarterback. Like, that dude looked inept. And it's
been at least 3 years, since he threw a touchdown in a close and late situation. And I think it might be 5 years. And the Seahawks were the team that gave it up to him. Yeah. So to let him do this to you, I think is especially painful. I'm really excited for Nicky Manwari to make his return. And I'm really curious how that will change things, because we're talking about Darian Kendrick. Should he get on the field? I mean, there's a number of plays where DeAnthony Bell was on the field and Woolen was off, and it was Josh Jobe, Witherspoon, Bell. They had another extra dime defender on. Let's get Nicky Manwari out there and let's see what he looks like in this defense. Because for all we know, Nathan, I mean, if he's Torrey Horton but on defense, that'd be a pretty big deal, to what's already a good defense. So I don't know. It's hard to be upset with the defense. This is the most points they've given up all year, 20 points. And for most of this game, Arizona had no shot.
The secondary, calling out the secondary struggles, though, is a good point. Like, that does really suck. Like, like Reek and Spoon looked like they could have been the best part of this team defense. And that says a lot when you've got, like, you know, Big Cat and Ernest Jones and guys like that out there. And right now, like, Spoon had a rough end of the game. I think overall the season he's been pretty good, but like he's still not hitting that level that I think we were seeing flashes of as a rookie. And Reek has like been playing for the other team in a couple of these games.
Yeah.
That has been extremely disappointing that they've gone from what maybe was the best part of this defense or the most exciting part of this defense to almost a problem.
Yeah, you have to hope that starts to correct itself. Real quick, I just want to say, if you haven't downloaded the Sleeper app, it's a great time to do it. Great app to get real-time updates on all the sports you're following. Mariners clinch a bye. Love that for the Mariners. And Seahawks got a win tonight. Do your fantasy stuff there. You can make picks there. You can get stats and visualizations, all sorts of stuff. You use code HAWKS. You'll get $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Take advantage of Sleeper today. So, Nathan, man, appreciate you for coming on and doing our post game, and appreciate Evan Hill for coming on and doing some drunk taco talk for us. I'm Brian Nemhauser here with Nathan Ernst. We will see you all. Not sure exactly when tomorrow because I'll be flying back to Seattle, but make sure you've liked, make sure you click subscribe, make sure you click the bell to get notified, and we will let you know exactly when things will happen. All right, Nathan, do you have availability to click end stream?
I will hit the end stream button. Bye,
do
y'all.
it, my friend. See ya.
Wait, oh no, what do I do? Outro and end stream.